Disclaimer, if you've clicked on this video expecting someone that's normal, then you've clicked on the wrong fucking video. I've mentally lost it. Now this isn't a good look for my page. But welcome to the fucking YouTube video. Oh my days. Bro, like genuinely I do question. But let me just say actually, the first minute of the video is like the most important minute because that's the minute you decide if you're going to watch the rest of the video, yeah? So let me just say this. If you've clicked on this video expecting dopamine, the chances are you ain't going to get it. Like, I don't really... I'm low-key retarded. But, I am here to teach you a lesson. Now, what the fuck? How can I teach you a lesson when I've just self-diagnosed myself as mentally disabled? Can this go on YouTube? Yes. Surely, why not, bro? Like, if you're getting offended by a word, then you need to go home. I got notes on the left, yeah, but I'm gonna speak my mind first. Accepting losses. Right, this is completely freestyle. Every other video I've done bullet points. Nah, bro, this is straight freestyle because I'm talking on shit that I know about, you know? So it's like, just if I wanted to start explaining about what an iPhone is, maybe, something else, right? Or let me start explaining what Fortnite is. I've played so much Fortnite. I know Fortnite so much. I've lived and breathed it. I can just, boom, freestyle like a rapper. So I'm going to freestyle accepting losses because I've lost a lot. Losing is a part of trading, and being able to accept your losses truly, not just like, oh, I've lost, and then moving on. Nah, actually accepting your losses and reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your emotional thoughts, reflecting on the reasons you lost, everything like that. That's a big mindset shift you can get in day trading. Now is the time that I take a minute to reflect myself. Right, so why is accepting losses like one of the biggest mindset shifts you can get in day trading? Because it isn't the end goal. So like, for accepting losses, obviously when you get into day trading, the end goal is to get rich. That's like summed up. Obviously it's a little bit deeper now, but it's to get rich, to get money, to be free. Yeah. I think that accepting losses, like genuinely being able to accept a loss, is like the best side task you can accomplish. It's like the greatest medal you can achieve. It's the best trophy you can win just for free. It's just extra. It's just something else you can tick off, Because not only is it to do with trading, but you can take it into the rest of your life as well. So when you actually accepted losing, and being able to move forward from the loss, then it doesn't matter what happens in the rest of your life. You can, go through some shit. But it's like, just from the market, just from accepting losses in the market, you're going to be better at dealing with worse situations in your real life. So accepting losses is going to not only improve your trading psychology by 1000% guaranteed, but it's going to improve your life. Deep. Right, let's get into how we can progress to accepting losses the most efficient way. Now, I've done it many ways, but by far the most efficient way is recording yourself. Recording your trading session. Now, even if you don't want to post on social media, you haven't got no motivation to be online at all, right? That doesn't matter. It's not about recording yourself for online. It's about recording yourself to improve as a trader. So, I don't think you can really use your phone. I would say you need to get a camera of some sort. Like a camera like I got. You could probably get one. I think I paid like 30-40 quid. Now, to some people, that might be a bit tight. But like a lot of, some of you might be saving money. If you're looking to improve yourself, improve your trading, getting yourself a camera is going to help you be able to accept your losses and improve your trading psychology a lot. Now, why is that relevant? Because I'm going to go through my personal experience now. When I started recording myself, because I always had the motivation of posting online. But for you, you're just going to imagine it, right? So when you're recording yourself, I'm trading now and I'm recording myself. you've got to imagine that you're recording yourself for online to show people. And this could be people you know, people from school. This could be your family, your friends. It could be any, or it could just be random people online. You've got to pretend that you are recording your trading session for random people. Now, when you do this, what's going to happen is you are pretending that you're recording yourself. So when you take a loss, because we're gonna obviously we're accepting losses. So I've taken a trade and I've lost the trade, right? So boom, I'm recording myself. I've lost the trade. Instantly after you've lost the trade, your brain's gonna be all over the place, and there's so many thoughts. They're gonna be going through your thought process. It's gonna be a lot. And when you're recording yourself, you sort of want to like just naturally hold yourself to a higher standard. Like if I take a loss, I'm not going to want to emotionally react to my loss. I'm not going to want to be like, oh, for fuck's sake, oh, I'm so gutted, doing all this emotional bullshit. Because that's, if you're a guy, that's gay, yeah? You need to be able to handle your emotions, right? So a good way is by recording yourself, because you're imagining people watching you. So why would you want people to see your emotional side? You wouldn't want that. You would want to see people you would want people to see you react to a loss like the most logical best way, because then they'd be thinking like, wow, how did he just like, he just lost, and it's like he didn't even give a shit. Like when I lose, I care and I'm like so pissed off. That's how I started. But to get to the point of literally, I enjoy losing now. I see losing as a challenge, as a task, to see if my psychology is still in the right place. So when I lose these days, I'm not, pissed off or anything. Nah, I'm taking it as an opportunity to test myself. It's genuinely a test. So I genuinely enjoy losing because it's a new challenge. It's a new problem to solve, and that's what trading is. Trading is solving a problem every day. I enjoy that, and that's what losing is. Once you've lost, now I see it as a problem to solve. Why did I lose? Where can I go back? Where can I improve? What can I do better? And then I do go back and record and watch my recording. After I've dealt with a loss. But the main thing we're focusing on right now is the 5 minutes after you've lost. So imagine I've just taken a trade, boom, I've lost. Right. What I did for a lot of the time would mainly be just sitting, thinking in silence. And the camera would be on me 3 to 5 minutes, and I would just be silent because I'm dealing with the loss how I want to deal with it. The way I perceive is the best way to deal with a loss. Holding myself to the higher standard. I don't want people to see me and think, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's a shit trader. I want people to see me and think he's a good trader, because then I'm acting like what a good trader would act like. And a good trader wouldn't let one loss affect them emotionally. So you can't let one loss affect you emotionally. So when you've taken the loss, in the 3 to 5 minutes, well, within the next 5 minutes, you're going to get lots of emotional thoughts. Examples of emotional thoughts could be, a one that's like doesn't seem like an emotional thought, but it is I regret taking this trade. So one thought that you could get is, oh, I regret taking that trade. I shouldn't have taken that trade. And that is no logical thought process behind that trade. It's completely emotional, because before you took the trade, you had reasoning, wherever, some logical to enter, and then as soon as you've lost, you regret. That's clearly an emotion, because you're upset that you've lost, you're sad that you lost, you didn't want to lose, no one likes losing, which is literally normal. That's exactly, I don't like losing, but I've now learned to accept the losing's a part of the game. Understanding the losing is inevitable no matter what. Alright, now I know this, I'm going to do the best thing I can with the loss. I'm going to react to the loss in the best way possible. So I'm going to take the loss. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm going to pick the loss apart, see where I can improve, and then move forward, not as a trader, but as a better human, controlling your emotions better. Because in the market, you can't be letting your emotions in, right? So, except I think losing, the even the seconds after you've taken the loss, that is where you're going to be at your lowest or your highest emotional thought process. That's where you're most likely to be thinking emotionally. So let's get back to some examples will be like, I regret taking this trade. That's clearly an emotional thought. So I'm sat here in silence with the camera recording me, and I've thought that. Now I don't react out loud. I just let the thought comes in, and then the thought goes. You've just got to let the thought flow through you. You've got to let it be like wind. It just like passes through, because you aren't your thoughts. Yeah. Now, obviously, your brain conjures up thoughts, but you are truthfully the awareness behind the thoughts. Now, that's a mad deep thing. But basically, what I'm saying is, you don't have to be what you think you are. You can choose to be whoever you want to be, and that's what like thinking and like if I think I've received a payout, then as a extension of that, I'm gonna get a payout. Compared to if I'm always thinking, oh, I'm never gonna be profitable, I'm never gonna be a good trader, I'm never gonna make it. Where's the point in thinking all them? You're thinking all them, and then you're just bringing them into reality. Whereas if I think I'm profitable, I'm a better trader, and I'm thinking logically, then I'm gonna become these things. You become what you think about constantly. So if you've taken a loss and you're emotionally thinking, you're emotionally regretting the trade, wherever bullshit emotional thoughts you're coming up with, do not entertain them. Just let the thoughts flow through. And, when you first start trading, if you first start in trading or you're, still unprofitable, or when you first start doing this, when you first start recording yourself, over the first month, you're going to get lots of emotional thoughts, and you're going to be realizing, wow, I'm getting so many emotional thoughts that I never even realized I was getting until I started, paying attention. Then what you can do is leave these emotional thoughts go, don't entertain them. And it's amazing because after about 5 minutes is all it takes, 5 to 10 minutes after all these emotions have gone, your brain now, all these emotions you was feeling have came through your thought process, but you haven't entertained them, so they've disappeared. So now all your emotions have basically disappeared. So now everything you emotionally felt from that loss is gone. And all is left is logical thinking. Now this is like the best place you can be in, because you instantly know when you start logically thinking. You might not instantly know, you need to get better at it, but you'll begin to realize the shift of emotional to logical thoughts, because emotional thoughts will be, I regret taking this trade, or I'm pissed off, or like I'm gutted, or like, and then you could even be thinking about the future, like, oh my days, I messed up, all these negative, because it's usually negative emotional thoughts, it's never positive emotional thoughts. It's not like I feel amazing after you lost, is it? That makes no sense. It's, nah, I feel shit, I'm gutted. Once all them negative emotional thoughts have gone, you've just got logical, pure logical thoughts left. And now you'll start thinking positive things. You'll be thinking logically, oh, okay, I've lost, I've accepted it, I don't have any emotional attachment to the loss. Where did I go wrong? You know, why did I lose? And you start questioning the loss itself. So instead of now being emotionally attached, you're thinking, how can I improve? Where did I go wrong? All my days, I don't care about the loss. I care, what I truly care about is being better, improving. And that is basically how you truly accept a loss. And then you just keep repeating this process. So every time you've taken a loss, you're taking time to reflect, letting the emotions fuck off, and then boom, logical thinking, right, improvements. And then what I like to do is talk out loud to the camera, explaining what I think, because you're thinking logically, and you're speaking into existence, and then you're gonna absorb it in your ears. It's like you're talking to yourself. And then why is this beneficial? Not only because you get to accept losses, but you get used to this logical state of mind, not an emotional state of mind. And then eventually you'll get to the point where you're thinking logically before you've even entered a trade. So imagine that. Imagine you had no emotions before you've taken a trade and you're just logically thinking. imagine how good of a trader you'll be. Imagine how intelligent your market IQ will be. You won't be thinking anything emotionally. You won't be feeling that you should enter. You don't care. Nah, you're logically, and that's your focus. And that's why this exercise can not only improve after and your life, but before you even enter the markets. And you're just going to get so good at identifying emotional thoughts from logical thoughts that you'll prevent yourself from taking stupid losses. You'll prevent yourself from making stupid mistakes, because that's what improvement is. And it's a great feeling, because you after like 3 months, I think 3 months is all it takes for you to have the bigger shift. From like not doing it at all to 3 months in, you'd be like 3 months in, you'd be like, wow, holy shit, I am like so improved on my emotional control just from a simple recording myself and holding myself to a higher standard. I'm genuinely surprised, and it's a great feeling, because you're a better person, and you're a better trader, and that's what actual improvement feels like. And that's like, that is a great point, because that's when it's like, oh my days, I'm getting to the point now where I'm close to being profitable. Like, I'm almost there, because nothing can stop me. Not even losing now can stop me. The only thing now is stopping me is my strategy or time. Your strategy needs time, but usually it's just time. Just market experience is one of the biggest things you can get. Just being consistent in the market. And once even losses don't affect you, there's nothing that can stop you from becoming profitable. So if I was trying to be profitable as soon as I can, the first thing I would do is learn how to counteract losses. And that's all you need, is a camera recording yourself in 3 months. 3 months later, I'm telling you now, you will be thinking, holy shit, it actually worked. Like, it's insane. It's insane. I promise you. Another thing is, like, a couple of the first times I started recording myself and I would lose, I would be like so ashamed. I'd want to like curl up in a ball, literally. It's a bit corny, but I'd be like so annoyed and frustrated. That was like the first time. And then 3 months later, it would be like, I don't even care about the loss. It'd be so quick from emotionally thinking. Obviously, losing never gets easier. Losing is, no one ever, I don't want to lose still. Why would you want to lose? It makes no sense. But you just get stronger. I know that sounds corny again. Second time I've used that word in the last 30 seconds. But it's the truth. Losing doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. And so, some interesting things. After I recorded myself, would I ever watch the recording back? Yeah, 100%. I would almost always watch the recording back. But it wouldn't be, I would like to see how I reacted from the loss. Because after you've observed yourself from the viewer standpoint, so now you've experienced, what it's like to actually experience the loss and then counteract it, and then talking to the camera, and then boom, once you're done, stop recording. Then when you're watching the video back 30 minutes later or whatever, you're watching it from a viewer standpoint, so then you're seeing yourself after you've just lost, and you're observing and you're seeing how you react. And you've got to make sure that you're proud of how you reacted. You've got to look at yourself as a role model. You've got to look at yourself like, imagine this person I'm watching right now is teaching me how to trade. They've just lost. Let me see how they've accepted the loss. And if they've accepted the loss and they're like, oh my days, they bossed it, then you've got to be proud. But the main thing about watching your recording back isn't to watch how you reacted. That's a great thing. But it's mainly to actually look back at you taking the trade, because you get to watch yourself in the moment taking the trade and observe to see where you could improve. Anyways, wow, that blasts quick. Like, before I start, think back to the first minute of the video where it's like, I'm doing some stupid shit, calling myself retarded, and it's like, out of nowhere, boom, times like that. And now I'm just like feeling like an absolute fucking genius, yeah? So that's all you need. 20 minutes of a genius topic to become a genius. Nah, but if you've got any questions about, any questions about this specific topic, drop her in the comments and I will do my best. Well, no, I will 100% reply to you. I've got like 6 subscribers, bro. I'm not that famous yet where like I can't reply to every comment, bro. I've got so much time. please comment. Comment, bro. Comment. Nah, I'm not begging you to comment, but, you know, I'm begging you to comment. So, if you've got this far, drop a comment. If you struggling with anything particularly in this video, and I can try my best to help you. Even if you want to comment to criticize me, crack on, G. Crack on. You know, anyways, if you got this far truly, then I am grateful that you've watched. I am very new into making YouTube videos, and to be fair, this was the first video of TraderMind that I was so passionate about, because I'm getting into the topics that I really care about and the ones that I believe are going to be the best for your improvement as a trader. I think I did pretty good. I'm really proud of myself, bro. Alright, anyways, enjoy the weekend. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, peace out, bro.